Hi Stampers, happy Wednesday. Welcome to Maker Mornings with Meg in the morning again. Yesterday we were in the afternoon and yesterday was Tuesday. So usually we're Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9:30 a.m. here on the LovenStamps Facebook page. And so we're kind of getting back on track. But today's project is actually a paper pumpkin alternate project again. So these paper pumpkin projects get like a huge response from people. I think a lot of those of us who got our paper pumpkins are looking for different ideas and ways to use those things in the kits. And also yesterday was the launch of a new product collection, the kits collection from Stampin' Up! And there's a link in the video description here if you want to check those out. And so I thought that this would be a great way to introduce those, the new kit collection, as well as remind you Paper Pumpkin date is coming up. So the 10th of the month is Magic Paper Pumpkin Day, I like to call it. Good morning, guys. Jenny and Deborah and Elaine, Athena, Carol, Sue, Margaret, Phyllis. I'm glad you guys are here. So yesterday, so this is the paper pumpkin. If you're not familiar with paper pumpkin, there's a link in the video description so you can learn a little bit more about it. It is a really great way to get a set of supplies that come just all ready to go and easy to use. And I have used them myself. I have lots of stamping supplies, right? I don't necessarily need like a pre-curated kit, but that's perfectly okay too. So I love them for things when I'm in a hurry. I love them for something that I can like throw in a suitcase or in a carry-on and work on a trip. I love them for things when I'm working with a group. So I had some past kits and use them for having a group of Boy Scouts make cards for a local senior center. So lots of great ways to use these. And today I'm going to show you a paper pumpkin alternate card that features the Hats Off stamp set. So Cindy, Jen, Amanda, everybody, Arian, who was there last night, we had a paper pumpkin stamp along party, and I'm going to have my next one on July 1st. So if you are a LovenStamps Paper Pumpkin subscriber or a member of my demonstrator team, then I will make sure to get information to you about those. All right, you guys ready to see some projects? I am going to flip our camera down and get going here. So one of the things that is great about Paper Pumpkin is that all the pieces come and it's kind of like a surprise when it arrives. You don't really necessarily know. Usually you get the theme information, but you don't know for sure what all the things are going to be in it. But sometimes there are things that you're maybe not super fond of then. So I will always give you alternate projects that always make the most of everything. And if you're ever truly not satisfied with a paper pumpkin, you can contact Stampin' Up! And they will make it right for you. But really, the pieces are always great. This one was a set of baseball cards because the kit is called Batter Up. But you don't have to do baseball cards with this. So here are two of the cards that I made on a different video using the Sharing Sunshine and the Sunny Sentiment stamp set, and you can kind of see how they're pretty closely related there to the sample cards, and then this one kind of here, and I even showed how to use that background piece. So if you missed this video, you can go back and check that out in the video description for the alternate projects. So for these cards, I kind of went with the theme from the kit that was Crushed Curry and Real Red, but I decided today to do something totally different. So we're going to stick with the Pacific Point color because of the things that are in this kit. The envelopes have this pretty paper Pacific Point lining. So we're going to stick with Pacific Point. And then I wanted to make this just a different color scheme altogether. So I went with Pool Party, which is always a good match, and then Flirty Flamingo, which is an accent color. And when I'm picking kits, I often just go over to my ink pads and start with the one I want, and then I kind of just pull things and mix and match and see what goes well together. So I love the ink pads for that, and the way these labels have really big swatches of color on them, so really useful. All right, So to go with that, I'm gonna use these striped, sort of pinstripe baseball-y cards. And they're, I think in the kit, sort of designed to go this direction, but I'm gonna turn this way today. And let's get started with putting some things together. So I have a piece of pool party cardstock here and this giant baseball hat from the Hats Off stamp set. And this is one that really jumped out at me when I first opened up the new catalog. I love these. There are all kinds of greetings in here and then all kinds of emblems. There are, you know, dad-oriented ones. I always think this one looks a little bit like Cub Scouting, but any of these can be for anyone. So let's start with a hat, and I want to show you the die that goes with this because it's kind of unusual and really just a really cool execution of what stamps and dies together can do. So kudos to Stampin' Up! For that. So here's our hat. Very nice. And then we're gonna take the dies. So the dies come in a set like this, and for every one of the labels, there is a corresponding die and a corresponding stitch line, and I'll show you that in a minute. But we have our hat here, so I'm gonna grab this, and it lines up right in the brim of the hat. You can see how that's gonna go together. And then when we put this through the magic of television, I have the cut version. And can you guys see those stitch lines on the brim, how it adds those? It's a really, really nice little addition and feature. It has stitch lines kind of at the top. It's just a really cute piece. So, all right, so this is gonna pop on our card here. But I felt like the hat got lost a little bit because the background is so busy. So I decided I wanted to go ahead and add in a panel that's gonna just give that a better home base. I kind of like to, no pun intended. You like that? But I'm gonna add in this piece here of Pacific Point that's cut to just give this sort of like a presence on the page, okay? So you can see how that hat is really gonna jump off of there. And then we want to go with a little emblem for our hat. So coming back to these, you have 4 label choices of different shapes, and you can mix and match those to go with any of these stamps. And I'll show you an example of that and how that goes. But the one I'm going to use for this is here, and then there are all these extra little pieces here: star, tree, the fish, the buffalo, bison, and the little lightning bolt. And so we're gonna pair the fish with the label piece and go ahead and cut those out. And we're gonna have to, I need your input on the final color. So we could do a Pacific Point label with a flirty flamingo fish, or we could do a Pacific Point fish with a flirty flamingo label, okay? So a word about these double dies here. So this one is gonna do the cutting, and this one is gonna add the stitching, and they are brilliantly sized to fit together so that you can cut both at the same time. So they both go through the stamping cut and emboss machine together. I would just put a little piece of washi tape over there so they don't accidentally skip and end up layered on top of each other. But through the magic of television, we have our choices. So you can see here the flirty flamingo and the Pacific Point with the little stitch lines. And when I put our fish on, the colors really pop. So I love the contrast choices on this. So we have the blue hat, blue background with the fish, or we have the pink background, the flirty flamingo background with a blue fish. What do you guys think? Flirty flamingo fish. Everybody's voting for the flirty flamingo fish. All right, so I like the flirty flamingo fish on its own, but I actually like the way the flamingo label really brings out the sort of the difference in the hat. Are you guys still all voting? Okay, Sue votes blue label. Oh, everybody's voting the same, blue label. Okay, well, if you guys want that one. All right, this would have been my choice because I really like the way the Flirty Flamingo is super bright and brilliant, but this one is also pretty. So we'll go with your choice, which is a great thing about making cards, right? You can do them whichever way you want. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start putting some pieces together. I love my multi-purpose liquid glue for gluing little stuff like this. And rather than trying to put the glue on the back of the fish, the easiest thing is to put the glue on the paper and then add the fish to it. That way you're not trying to handle the gluey pieces. So I always like to evaluate whether that's a good way to go. This one is plenty big enough to hold on to, so I'm just gonna go ahead and glue it like that. And then we're going to give that a second to dry. I'm gonna bring my pieces in here. Use FF Flirty Flamingo as a worm. That would have been so cute. Okay, oh, that's a good idea. I like that. You could have a little worm part to go with your fishing hat. That's a really cute idea, Sue. Okay, you can see that I stamped on the back of this originally. Oh, actually, so do you see that messy color on the back there? I'll just share this with you as a teachable moment. I had done this hat in yellow, crushed curry actually, on my cards when I did them on our virtual stamp together. And then I forgot to clean it and I stamped in my pool party ink and then I got this mess. And I looked at my pool party pad and I was a little panicked because it had a little bit of yellow in it and I don't want my pool party to be green. So I just grabbed my reinker and added a little extra ink to it and it's completely blotted out that weird greenish overlap. So keep your reinkers handy, and if you accidentally, like me, get the wrong color ink in a pad, you can fix that really simply by just over inking a little bit. So, okay, so we have our baseball hat here on our background, and Carol says, is the card for a gentler lady? Meh. I think it's for whoever you want, actually. Really, I don't think it's very super specific. I don't know, maybe, are you saying the Flirty Flamingo is a little bit more a pinkish kind of look? Actually, that's kind of cool with the labels overlapped. You could do that too. All right, well, anyway, so I'm gonna flip this to the back and I'm gonna add some Stampin' Dimensionals on here. We're going to add this as a layer here to our card. And I love the way the pinstripes on the card, we kind of turn them sideways so they're not necessarily pinstripey anymore, but I love the way they echo the, or the inverse of the stripes on our envelope. So kind of a fun mix there. All right, Phyllis voted for me, Tanya. You know what, I guess ladies, stampers, the idea is that we'll just have to make 2 cards and do the inverse version. So fortunately, I have more cards here somewhere and can do that. That's the great thing about Paper Pumpkin. There's lots of supplies in the kit. This actually particular Paper Pumpkin refill kit to make all of these cards or the alternates that I'm sharing with you is available in the online store. So you can get that if you're a Paper Pumpkin subscriber. If you weren't a Paper Pumpkin subscriber when this first came out, you could certainly go back and subscribe now, and then you can always get the past kits too. So Carol says, oh, pink label for a softball words program. Yes. Oh my gosh, that would be perfect. Okay, so we are needing to add a greeting to this. So we have, here's to the next adventure. You're the best. I'm your #1 fan. Lots of good choices. But I think with our fish, I'm going to go with here's to the next adventure. And let's see. I was thinking that I would stamp this in Flirty Flamingo here. So we can pull this one out, get rid of my pool party pad. I'm going to ink this up now. I could use a piece of basic white to add our greeting, but I really like to incorporate the pieces from the kit. And so included in here, oh, there's my other cards, are some pieces that I haven't been using because I haven't really been making baseball cards. So I've got this baseball piece here. I could use the back and just use it as a circle. I could use the front. There's the sunshine from when I did my sunshine cards. Oh, and here's our crushed curry cap. I'll show you that. but I'm going to go ahead and use this, but not for the ball part of it. I'm going to use this because I like the distressed background. It matches the rest of our card. So I'm going to ink up in Flamingo here and go ahead and stamp. So here's to the next adventure. And then I'm gonna trim, and I am not good at trimming straight lines over long distance with scissors. So I'm just gonna bring in my trimmer. And when I do this, I'm not just sort of eyeing it, doing it freehand. I'm actually looking at the lines on my trimmer to make sure that my text is straight on them. So right now I can see that my text is lined up with those. Use the handle on your trimmer because it will hold your paper and keep it from moving, okay? And then I'm gonna flip this over again, and I'm gonna do the same lineup trick here, or actually now I can even line up with the bottom of my piece. So, oops, but not there. Geez, I almost cut the words apart. I got so excited to line it up that it just was gonna go in the wrong place. Okay, and remember, use your handle, and there you go. Now you could save these if you were gonna do a baseball card, because you could put them, they make great inserts or like edges of things. So you could have, you know, something like this if you wanted to have a ball themed piece, or you could put them on the edge of your card, you know, that kind of thing like that. I love to use partial images. So I'll throw them back in the box for now. And then I'm gonna grab my scissors here. Short distance cutting is okay for me. And now you can see I have a piece that really matches the theme of our card because it's that same sort of distressed look. And I could pop this banner kind of here underneath. So let's go ahead and pop some adhesive on the back of that and stick this on here, okay? And now we have a really simple card that's a nice alternate. So the Hats Off stamp set is a great addition to this kit because it really extends things as far as, you know, the baseball theme. But the ball hat is good for anything. So you certainly don't have to just limit yourself to ball or baseball. And one of the other cards that I did with this used different colors, which is a good reminder that if you want to theme things, like Carol said, for a softball awards program or for a really cute, you know, team kind of thing, if you had like team colors, you could pop different color schemes on here. So these two are the Hats Off cards that I did with that sort of red and yellow theme, so crushed curry and so forth. And this one uses the stamped label. So for this, if you can kind of see close, I use that same distressed paper, except the base, here you can kind of see the baseball base that's part of one of the cards. I went ahead and stamped on this. So look at the pieces in your kit and think about repurposing them and, you know, cutting different pieces out, because there's our baseball or our fishing cap version of the card. So lots of good possibilities for this. And I also wanted to mention to you the kit collection. So yes, the Hats Off, I'm glad you like it, Phyllis. The Hats Off set is a really great one. So if you like the idea of, if you like the idea of having some pieces that are easily put together, I have a couple kits to mention to you. One is the You Are Amazing kit, which is while supplies last, half price, and has beautiful cards in it. So it is part of the Things Retiring from the January through June catalog. So it is this one here. And it makes 16 cards, so it's for each of 4 designs, and it's $15 instead of $30. So here are like all the pieces that are included there, and certainly you can make them exactly the way they're shown, or you can reimagine them the same that we've done here with our Hats Off and our paper pumpkin. But there is also, like I said, a new kit collection program that Stampin' Up! Has. So if you look in the video description, I've linked to it in my online store. But basically, it's a selection of kits that include the stamps, or greetings, pre-printed greetings. They include the pre-cut pieces, just pretty much exactly the same idea as Paper Pumpkin, except you can look and see what they are. And they are a really great price point. I think most of them are around $19, and they include everything to make a set of cards. So definitely check those out, especially if you're, going someplace this summer. You could throw them in your bag to take, well, I wouldn't necessarily stamp at the beach because the beach is often windy, but if you're going out of town or you're going to visit family or something like that, those kits are a really easy thing to throw in your bag and take with you, because they don't include, or they don't require a lot of supplies. All you need is a pair of scissors, and you might throw in some Stampin' Dimensionals or adhesive so that you have what you need. So all right, so hats off to these fun Paper Pumpkin alternate projects. Definitely lots of different possibilities for this set, and you can really go all out. These are really pretty simple card versions of it. So I hope you guys enjoy this. I'm gonna have to work on making my other card to use our other little fishy here. But thank you guys for watching today, and I will see you on Friday with another LovenStamps Maker Mornings with Meg tutorial. So have a great day, and we'll see you guys soon. Happy stamping!